Hey, you want to see something really scary?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
What was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Welcome to Fright Night.
Welcome back to Jump Scare. I'm Betty.
And I'm Shad.
This episode, we covered Strange Harvest.
Earlier this morning, a horrific discovery was reported to police.
The human mind is very adept at finding patterns in things, even if they aren't there. The simplest explanation is usually the correct one. But sometimes, it's actually the strangest.
A grisly crime scene has police on high alert in our Lonza tonight.
A gruesome discovery was made of a human head. This guy was a true believer.
We are begging for you to help us.
Please help somebody!
I looked at my partner and I said, "Oh my God, he's back."
I should say we're covering
Strange
Harvest. It's midnight, folks.
Yes, it's late.
It's midnight. This is a film that I have been quietly stalking. Okay, because I heard some rumblings about it, and people were talking about it, and when it was around the circuit, and then it was released in like early August. I don't even know if where we live, if there was even a showing of this. If there wasn't, it just didn't coincide with our schedule. But we had the luck and honor of receiving a screener. And here we are. We finally have watched Strange Harvest. I am a huge fan of the Poughkeepsie tapes. I saw that film and I loved it. And so, and you know what? I'm about the found footage. If I can appreciate a really good found footage movie. Now, what I did read about this movie was it wasn't your typical quote unquote found footage movie, but it didn't really get into a lot of details with it, and then I didn't want to ruin it for myself. But this is very documentary.
This is like you turned on True TV and you were watching a documentary about a random serial killer you never heard of. That you're like, oh, I never heard of this guy, and you started watching it. Now, the writer-director of this, Stuart Ortiz, he was part of a group that used to be the Vicious Brothers.
Yep.
And they did some pretty good found footage movies that I like. The Grave Encounters. The first one is really good. The second one's okay. It's not quite as good. But the first one has one of my favorite scenes in any found footage movie, where they are talking to the guy that's like the gardener of the supposedly haunted insane asylum. And they're like, have you ever seen anything strange or unusual here? And he's like, no, man, I've never seen anything. And they're like, huh. And they just hand him $50 and they go, so have you seen anything strange or unusual? He goes, all the time, man. This place is haunted as fuck. And he just starts talking about all the crazy shit that happens in the place. And you're like, yep. That's what I thought.
Wow.
I always love that. They just hand him 50 and they're like, yep, now we're going. And that's also another one of the found footage movies I like because you actually see how the footage gets found.
Yes, which is a big thing for the found footage.
I always want to know how it made it out.
Yeah, this is a good mockumentary style.
Yep.
The officers are, Kirby and Taylor are the officers in the film, played by Peter Zizzo and Terry Apple. Now, Peter Zizzo, I just want to say, we like to do a little bit of research, when with the actors. Apparently, he's like a famous composer, songwriter, has been involved and written songs for many famous people, Celine Dion, and apparently was instrumental in Avril Lavigne's career, a whole bunch of stuff. I was just like, what? How did he end up in this film? Very interesting. He is from New York, which you totally get. Like,
yeah,
you totally get right off the bat. They are on the hunt for a serial killer who's coined himself Mr. Shiny.
And they start looking for Mr. Shiny in the 90s, and this follows their hunt for him from the 90s all the way up to the 2010s.
Yep.
And now Mr. Shiny is played by an actor named Jesse Clarkson, and he is primarily a production designer for a lot of movies like VHS Beyond, VHS 85. He's worked on a lot of different movies as production designer, art department, special effects. So again, not a full-time actor that they got to do this. I think that might be one of the keys to this, is that some of the people are not actors. So when they're up there telling their stories, they don't feel like an actor doing it. It just feels like a real person telling their story.
I get it. This is broken up into like 4 parts, the film. The first part is the original killing spree, which was set in the 90s in Southern California. And they see in the murders that there's a weird symbol that is being left behind. And then part 2 is 15 years later in 2010. Where at that point, and that's where you see in the trailer, is the murder of this family.
Yeah.
This family kind of goes missing. There was a wellness check by one of the family, the wife's friend, and they go in and check on the family, and the family is all duct tape tied with buckets, like their feet in buckets,
collecting the blood.
They were bled to death, and then that blood was used to paint in a very, very high fucking
like
ceiling.
24-foot high ceiling.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, I didn't even know they made fucking ladders that fucking tall, which is a stupid thing to say, but hot damn, that is fucking... I'm in like the little, 4/5 little thing, and I'm like, got vertigo. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm so high up. I can't even imagine. And then painting? Have you ever painted anything high where you're at an angle and it's not a good time. So I don't know how the hell he did this, but he painted his symbol massively on the ceiling. The murders are very sadistic. They're very brutal. They're terrible. He's just going around. There's one part in the film that we thought was going to be something. With every serial killer, you're trying to figure out, like, what's their motive? Like, what's their thing? Like, what are they doing? What I really liked... what irked me was... There was one part where this guy is telling a story that he was like a homeless guy, right? He's gonna go work a job, and he gets picked up by some rando, and he's wearing like this bracelet. It's like a diabetes bracelet, which the killer inquires about, and the guy like, oh, I like your bracelet. What's your bracelet about? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I found the bracelet. And the driver gets very upset and asks him to get the heck out of the car, and he leaves in the middle of nowhere. And that literally saved that guy's life, because he was on the way to go get murdered.
Yeah.
That we thought was going to be a thing. Like, oh, okay, maybe he's after sick people, or maybe he's after, people that have some kind of ailment. Like, what's...
He thinks, I'm just going to go ahead and stop their suffering now.
Exactly. It was like a... I don't want to say Saw situation, but something like that, right? No, that wasn't it. That was the one thing about the movie that I'm like, because they made it a point. Like, why did they even bother having this character and having this thing these officers are talking about if it's not going to be Like, it's not of importance at all. Which is a ridiculous thing to be like, oh, whatever about. But, as you're trying to solve, you're watching these things and you're trying to solve it yourself.
You're
right?
getting into it too. You're trying to get ahead of the cops and like, I'm going to solve this before these people did. Even though I'm watching the documentary that's already made and they probably solved it. I'm going to get there before they do and show you that I'm smarter than them.
The style is, what you said at the beginning of the podcast is just like, fucking right now. It's just like...
Look, I've watched a lot of these court TV, or it used to be court TV, now it's true TV. Serial killer things, because I used to work a lot of late nights, and I would get off late and come home, and the place I was living at when I watched a lot of these, it had free cable, but it was limited. You got like court TV, the History Channel, some of the basic cable channels and stuff like that. So I'd come home, there wouldn't be a lot on. I'd end up randomly watching like, oh, let me watch 2 hours of shows about guys in prison. Or documentaries about some random killer I've never heard of. Oh, they're showing a killer about, a documentary about a Lakeland killer today. Oh, I need to watch that one because I'm living in Lakeland. I need to see what's happening here. All that kind of stuff. And this follows that. It follows that perfectly, that true crime murder show. All you were waiting for was for them to come on and be like, and read the follow-up book written by so-and-so. It was... I
cannot.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Now, that was a 2010 killing of the family, and that's when they realized that there was a serial killer.
Yeah, and it was the guy was back. It wasn't just because he had left that little mark at the murders before, but when you haven't been around for 16 years, they kind of lose track. You're like, okay, well, obviously this guy is gone, or...
And then the other valid thing they mentioned was that it was because it was in different like counties and like different states that it was all like disconnected.
Yeah.
So there was no way to like pinpoint like, oh, this is something that's happening because no agency is talking to one another. Like no one is having this discussion. So it wasn't until the family's death that they went back and started combing through everything to see like who is this person? Because that's what literally we need to find who this person is so that we can stop this person.
And this person, like BTK and some of the other killers, starts sending them messages taunting them.
Yeah.
Telling them, I'm doing this. There's going to be 9 more murders or 7 more murders or whatever. And kind of goading them along, and they're getting pissed at this.
The math on that very much confused me because at one point he's like, it's 10, but then it was 5. And I know like... Okay, but then again, the number rose, and then I was just like, I'm not good with the mathing is not mathing for me, but I'm gonna let that go. Like I'm just not really.
I think like maybe the 3 at the beginning didn't count that he killed because he had to do it another way, but maybe not.
Realistically, he was like, nah, those are just practice.
That was the practice runs. I got to do the real ones now.
Now, what's different? What makes it completely different? Mockumentary. Style, found footage, serial killer, true crime TV than all those. Like, what's different? The difference is you don't know that this is gonna take a fucking turn, guys, and it's gonna be some supernatural bullshitteries. Okay, now when I mean supernatural, I don't mean like, oh, it's an alien. This is some planetary, like, fucking Halley's Comet bullshit that's happening.
This is some cosmic horrors about to happen here.
Yes, and that is what makes this interesting to me. That's why I'm like, okay, and I could see how someone that watches this would fucking hate it. Would be like, I don't like this at all.
If it stayed with a straight serial killer, there's a group of people that would have liked it more, and then there's a group of people like us that like it more because it took a strange turn.
Exactly.
My favorite part of this movie is when they talk to the guy who is from overseas, and he is an occult expert, and they're talking to him. And it's very, very plain that they filmed this scene in a bookstore because the occult expert behind him on the shelves are just random occult books and just like a full box of tarot cards like you see on the shelf at Barnes & Noble or Borders or wherever. And it literally looks like they just filmed this inside the Barnes & Noble or whatever local bookstore they had access to. I'm sure there's probably a local one around there that would let him film in there. They just set the camera up and they did the zoom thing. So all he had to do was open the laptop and just record his lines facing that. But this is not a normal household bookshelf.
No, it's not.
It's clearly a bookstore. I've worked in them. You've worked in bookstores. We both saw it and we're like, yeah, this is a bookstore they were filming in. It's like when I lived in Joplin, Missouri, there was a guy that used to do his legal commercials. And he would always come in. He had like this desk and all these books behind him. I'm like, that's the law library at Missouri Southern. He's sitting at the desk where you can look at the books and looking at the law library. That's all that is.
Also, the angle. It's like they couldn't show his waist down. Like, was it the chair? Was it the books that they didn't? Yeah. They didn't want to fuck with the books at the bottom, so they were like, we just.
It was kind of an odd angle.
Weird angle.
He was looking up at him. I think he was kind of to eliminate the obvious I'm in Borders. I'm just going to say Borders because it's not here anymore.
Yeah.
I'm in Borders.
I always say this Borders company hasn't existed in like over 15 years. Yeah. You're like, it's Borders.
It's Borders. It's more likely Barnes & Noble. Yeah. Or probably...
I would say independent bookstore because I'm going to geek out right now. The Barnes & Noble shelves do not look like the shelves that were in the film.
Yeah, this is probably...
This is in LA. It's a fucking one of those LA bookstores, you know.
It's like that I, Madman that we watched that they filmed in that real bookstore down there where the books were just piled up on the floor everywhere and all that. Yeah, it's one of those kind of bookstores, I'm sure.
So, yeah, that part was pretty freaking hilarious. Now, we didn't say whether or not we're going to do spoilers or not, so I guess we really got into it. So, I mean, we don't have to say who the killer is specifically, but obviously it's Mr. Shiny, right? So, Mr. Shiny, they find out who Mr. Shiny is, but my thing is like, you're not going to get I wouldn't say you're not going to get exactly, why this is happening, but through the letters, which are in legal pad, by the way. Yeah. Legal pad, yellow lined paper, which I find to be very hilarious for a serial killer to be using that. Because that's like, you got shit to jot down that's important. Like, you making a list or whatever. And he's just like, I'm going to write my serial killer letters on this one. And I just tear it right off. Does he leave it in an envelope? We don't know.
It's very convenient.
It is. It is. You don't gotta. The paper's always there. You don't gotta go looking for the paper.
Well, it amazes me like some of these serial killers do that kind of shit and do stupid stuff. I remember that BTK killer wrote him a letter and said, "I'll send you more of the stuff on a computer disk if you want. You guys can't trace that computer disk, right?" And they were like, "Nah, bro, we definitely can't trace that."
Wink.
And then they got it in. They're like, "We're gonna trace this immediately." Like, oh yeah, here's the metadata on the disk from the church he works at. Let's go arrest him.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank God for that.
Yeah, so some of these guys are not that smart. So yeah, using a legal pad wouldn't be out of order for them. Now,
there are some upsetting kills in this. There's upsetting things that happen in this film. Some of the kills are, obviously the family gets it, and there's 2 kids there. You thankfully don't see the murders because remember, this is not a typical found footage where Mr. Shiny is recording everything.
Yeah.
This is anything that's...
It's mostly through police body cams.
Yes.
News footage of the times. Like the police evidence, like where they're recording the scenes, like for evidence. You do see a little bit of later on where witnesses had taken things on their cell phones of things that happened. They combine all that to make it, but it's not like the Poughkeepsie tapes where the killer's showing you the stuff.
Yeah. And what I have noticed when we watch Shelby Oaks and this movie is, and I say Shelby Oaks because obviously we saw that before we saw this, that there's a transition where the movie's filmed one way and then now we're going to do it another way because it goes into third person where now it's...
Yeah, in Shelby Oaks.
In Shelby Oaks, but here
too. Yeah, it went from a regular,
towards the end, there's a portion where it's third person now, so it's not like...
Well, it's still from the body cams, though.
It is, as I said, but you can see it. You can see the transition. It's like the coloring and like the way that it's shot with her, like the lens that's used.
Yeah,
it's like a wider scope.
Yeah.
It's there though, and I noticed it, and I meant to make I was like, oh, I wanted to say like, oh, did you see that? But I was like very into what was happening. But it was during the end part, when they go, and then the movie ends in a way that tells me like, are we gonna see a sequel? So I need to know, is there gonna be a sequel to this, and is it gonna be filmed the same way or differently? I have questions. I'm interested to know what's going on with the planetary thing.
Yeah, the planetary alignments.
Yeah, we're not gonna go that far into the future. I mean, spoiler alert, it's 800 years that this occurrence happens.
So we're not jumping that far.
So we're not gonna go 800. I mean,
it's gonna be an episode of Star Trek Discovery at that point. And they're gonna solve it in 2 minutes. They just run a tricorder over it and go, it was this guy.
But during all the interviews, they interviewed like it was either a college friend or someone that knew this person during when they were younger, and you find out that the individual went to some cave.
And he had a crazy experience there.
Yes, and
that put him on this path.
I'm gonna tell you, anytime, okay, I can't remember the movie that we saw, but it's all in the California desert, like with the caves and the things.
Yes.
I'm not fucking with no Californian cave. I'm not. You know what? I need to know to be California. Any caves, like. I'm not doing it.
Name one movie where something good happened in a cave.
Nope, I'm not going into a cave. I'm not trying to be out on a big stretch of desert like that where there's nothing but sky, because the first thing, abduction, like you're gonna get it. You're looking for something. You could just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go out here, have a little camp. I need some alone time. No, okay, terrible times for you. Nothing good is gonna befall you, and that's where I'm like, okay, they have to be leading into a sequel, because we gotta know whatever's in that cave, that shit's still there, and who knows how it's gonna affect the next person, and what is it gonna do, and what if it's just you just don't know with this, you just don't know with the movie. But I'm gonna give it 2.5 knives. I know I'm the worst with the knives, because I like the movie. I don't have an issue with the movie besides that little one bit. But it's not 3 knives for me. I wanted more. I'm greedy. That's what it is. Oh
wow, you're gonna be super greedy on this one. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna give it 3.5 knives because I thought it was pretty good.
Holy smackaroli!
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It's different. It's different. It's engaging. It's all the people, especially the woman playing the female detective that's investigating it. I forgot what you said her name was.
Terry.
Yeah, Terry Apple, and she plays Detective Taylor. She's especially good because she does seem like the kind of just annoyed cop that's had to deal with this kind of shit for so long that she's just like, this fucking guy. I hate this guy. She just seems very real in that. And
their deliveries are very, very good.
Yeah, they seem like 2 older cops that are just like, oh, God damn it, we have to deal with this, really.
Because I believe in the 20, when they come back, they like came out of retirement. Someone came out of retirement for that to like continue.
No, they're both still working.
No, I think one of them. I'm sticking to my story. I think one of them did come out.
I don't think they did.
To come back. Well, because yeah. So we'll just keep it there. That's what I think. I may be wrong, but nevertheless, they did a great job. And
even the guy that basically the guy that has to come in and go, you got yourself a Bagul problem. And tell him about the evil book that was missing and all that. He does a great job. He seems very believable. I like that they tied into a lot of like creepy things happening overseas and this. And yeah, I liked it a lot. If they do a sequel to it, I'd be interested to see how it would play out. It'd be kind of hard because the first one took place over like 15 years. So the next one you'd have to be like, I guess since it's been a while. When was the documentary supposed to be made, though?
To be fair, and I'm gonna, because you had to go back, because I was like, oh, the last shot is set present day in 2025.
Oh, okay.
Or it's set in the 2024, 2025. So
Okay.
it's set in that time frame. So it does catch up.
Okay.
Then that's why it was like, okay, why is this individual going to this place? Like, but it's the unrest. It's if you are a detective like that, and there are things that happen in the film that the detective feels it's his fault. There's a lot of guilt there, and
It'd be
of course,
hard to let go of that
when you're seeing so many people be murdered by someone. And you're on the hunt for this person, and you just, it's like when you're running track and you reach out and you almost got like the fucking bar they're trying to pass you, but it just keeps falling, you miss it, you know, you can't get over it. And for him, he just couldn't let it go. He just needed, even though after everything was said and done, it's still something that's going to sit with him forever. And maybe people have different things of closure. I'm gonna bring mine up to 3 knives. Fine, I'm gonna go 3 knives. I'm not gonna go 4 knives, but I'll go 3 knives.
I didn't say you had to go 4. I'm just saying.
No. I like the movie. I wanted more because it's not. I went in thinking it was gonna be found footage, and it wasn't. I'm happy of what I got, but I could have been happier.
Jesus.
I just want to fucking know. Like, I just need to know. But what you do see is it's very visually grisly. Like, I'm not into the gore, and the way, probably it's because of the way they shot it, it just seems so real.
Yeah, it does feel like you're watching a true crime thing.
Yeah, it does feel very true crimey, and it's like, fuck, dude, this is crazy, and it's just very so intense. Diabolical.
Some of the murders, you're like, oh my god, it's so rough to see, because some of these things get captured on like surveillance cameras, and you see like the evidence photos.
There's a baby cam part. Yeah. I actually had to close my eyes in that part, and I had to plug my ears. I could not see that scene, which felt like it was like 20 minutes long. In reality, it was probably like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
It was very, very long, but I want to say, in case anyone does, it was like, oh no, nothing bad happens. I didn't know it was going to happen. Obviously, you have a serial killer here. This is what he's doing. I don't know, what is going to happen. And I didn't want to find out. I was just like, I'm going to skip this part. You just tell me later. Like, okay, if you need to tell me, if it's something I need to know. Plot point or whatever. But, you should definitely check out Strange Harvest. It's definitely one to watch right now during the season. It's a perfect season time.
Good time for it.
If you're into true crime, if you're into serial killers, this is for you. Or fuck, if you're into weird
cults and planetary alignments and cosmic horror, this is also for you.
Yeah, it has a little bit of something for everyone. And I'm looking forward to see what Ortiz is going to come with next. And apparently they're rebooting Justin Long. Out of all people, like, Justin Long is rebooting this Grave Encounter, so that's weird. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us in another episode of Jump Scare the Horror Podcast.
And if you like our podcast, you like what we're doing, please click the link in our bio and give us a little scratch on the Buy Me a Coffee link. We could use it. We need to upgrade this computer a little bit. It's starting to give us that sad, dead-eyed look. It's starting to be like in 2001 where he's pulling the memory chips out of Hal, and it's like, Dave, my mind is going. We're starting to get that vibe from the computer.
Yes. It's been 10 years, and anything that's made in modern times does not last 20, 30, 40 years like it used to. This is on its way out.
So if you could help us out by let us get a little extra money to upgrade the computer, that would be great. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you could help us out with a rating review wherever you listen, even if you don't like us, give us a rating and review, because every rating you give helps get more visibility for us, and we do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and stay tuned to the horror.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.